No pressure, right? No pressure.
Debate. But with artificial food dyes, they have shown all over the world that they can use colorants that come from fruit.
This is the Canadian version.
This is the brightness of the Canadian version, just for visibility. And this is the brightness of artificial food dyes. So, of course, Kellogg and other food companies will argue children prefer this over this, just as they would prefer cocaine over sugar. That doesn't make it okay.
But I think every year, 15 million pounds of artificial food dye is put into food. And a lot of those foods are marketed towards kids, especially something like this little fruit snack, or quotes, fruit snack, has a lot of these dyes in it. And, you know, these dyes are really, they're linked to behavior problems in kids, ADHD, even autism. And, you know, I used to think food dye, that's just food dye. It's not good, it's not bad, but I've really seen a big link with diseases in my kids, my patients, allergies, other inflammatory diseases, behavior problems. It's a big problem.
Well, and if you look at the data, very high likelihood that food coloring may cause some behavioral disorders. The FDA acknowledges red number 3 as a known carcinogen, a chemical that could cause cancer, and yet it's still approved for use. So again,
other important ones: red number 40, yellow number 5, and yellow number 6.
These are my top 3 favorite cereals of all time since I was a kid.
What I want to know is, how do they cram all that graham?
How do they cram all that graham cracker taste into every bite of Golden Grams and still have room for the honey that makes them,
Amazing.
Golden Grams are part of this complete breakfast.
What's that pear that pecks that mush? The unique taste so creamy with a crunch. PB and C is what I'm thinking of, and it only could be found in my Reese's Puffs.
You like the peanut butter cups?
yes.
The hairy man with a
Crunchy Standish has seen it all, so of course he can see why kids hunt down Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
because it travels well.
Totally wrong direction, dude. It's the cinnamon sugar swirls roaming over each bite. A wild part of this complete breakfast. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the taste you can see.
Now you can get some of your favorite cereal characters as beanbag toys. Breakfast babies, one free with 2 proofs plus 50-cent shipping from marked boxes.
It's heartbreaking, but I don't eat them anymore. I don't buy them anymore because they all contain Trisodium phosphates, aka TSP.
Foods with trisodium phosphate that you may want to avoid. So this comment was correct. There are a lot of foods out there that use trisodium phosphate, or TSP. That's what we're going to call it for the rest of the video. But yeah, should you be eating it is a big question. Trisodium phosphate is a food additive that contains salt and inorganic phosphate. It's also used in popular cleaners and paint thinners, but we'll get to that in a minute. One quick note, there are two different types of phosphorus, one organic, one inorganic, and the organic one is actually good for you and you can find naturally in food, and the inorganic one's obviously the man-made version. TSP is used in foods for a variety of reasons, including lowering acidity, which can help extend shelf life, and also improving textures of baked goods and deli meats. As I mentioned, TSP can be found in many different cleaners and paint thinners, including this all-purpose heavy-duty cleaner. Obviously, the concentrations are much stronger in the cleaning version than the food additive, but the reason that it works good as a cleaner is because it keeps a high pH level even when dissolved in water, and the pH level is comparable to that of bleach. Two other things before we hop into the list. So when it comes to organic phosphorus and inorganic phosphorus, which is what TSP is, the body will only absorb 40 to 60% of organic phosphorus, and it will absorb 100% of the inorganic phosphorus. So when you're eating TSP, the body absorbs 100% of it. Studies have linked high levels of phosphorus with heart disease, decreased bone density, premature aging, kidney issues, and even early death. Let me start by saying that you're going to find TSP in a lot of processed foods. If you're eating fresh, healthy food, you don't have anything to worry about. And first on the list is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Unfortunately, this is a delicious cereal, full of sugar, I know, but yeah, it does have TSP as well. There are a couple different types of Cheerios that has TSP. Not all cereals have it, so don't worry. Just check the label for either trisodium phosphate or sodium phosphates. Prepackaged deli meats is another place that you can find it, but they don't always list it as trisodium phosphate. Sometimes it's just listed as sodium phosphate, which means it could be trisodium phosphate or another similar one. Same thing goes for this ham and turkey sub kit by Oscar Mayer. Processed canned foods is another place that you can find TSP, including a variety of different Campbell's chunky soups. Progresso soups made it on the list as well. I didn't check every different variety, but this one definitely did, including Campbell's soups as well, which is surprising because that's like a go-to soup for people when they're sick. Chef Boyardee mini raviolis also has TSP. So even though TSP is considered safe to consume in small amounts by the FDA and the European Union, there is growing concern about it because it's used in so many different foods, but also cleaning products and even hygiene products. People with irritable bowel syndrome, kidney problems, and osteoporosis should definitely avoid TSP. What do you guys think though?
Also has an ingredient that is the main ingredient in degreasing paints, trisodium phosphate. So we want to know how many people know that this toxic chemical is in all their children's favorite cereal.
Are any of these your favorite cereals?
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, Reese's Puffs.
That's a really hard choice because actually, they're like my three top.
Trix, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast.
You know what these cereals have in common?
Whole grain.
Sugar.
Bunch of sugar.
All whole grain.
Whole grain.
They're all really good.
Fat content.
High fructose corn syrup.
Ah, he's kind of smart. All right. Do you know what TSP is?
No, I don't.
Trisodium phosphate?
Uh-oh.
It's very not good for you.
Not good for you.
You use it for cleaning.
Would you eat that?
No, I don't know what it is.
It's degreaser, it's paint remover, it's a lubricant. But it's also found in all three of these cereal. It's an ingredient. Would you still eat it if I gave it to you like that?
No.
I know what that is.
What is it?
Trisodium phosphate.
What does it do?
It cleans your walls very, very well prior to painting.
Yeah. Do you know that's in your cereal? It's already an ingredient.
Serious?
Yep, and all three of these. Trisodium phosphate right there.
Right there, wow.
I was actually quite surprised that there's TSP in the cereal.
Would you still eat this cereal right now if I put that on top?
No.
High fructose corn syrup. We know it's bad for us, but why? Hit the follow button first and watch the full video to see which one of your favorite foods is full of it. High fructose corn syrup starts out as corn starch, but when it's separated into individual molecules, it becomes corn syrup. The high in high fructose corn syrup refers to the amount of fructose compared to pure glucose. Here's the thing, glucose is your body's primary source of energy, while fructose is like a toxic time bomb which can only be filtered by the liver. Glucose doesn't turn into fat, while fructose makes you fat. Food processing companies love it because it's extremely low in cost and the liquid nature makes it easy to put in soft drinks and processed foods, but it comes with a cost. Like heart disease, increased belly fat, fatty liver disease, higher cholesterol, and impair your cognitive function. The real sad part is that it's kind of like Frank's Red Hot. They put that shit in everything, but it's most commonly in candy, soda, juice, drinks, fast food. Go to the grocery store and see how many products you can find with HFCS.
Here are 3 reasons to avoid high fructose corn syrup. I'm Dr. Kenneth Brown, board-certified gastroenterologist. High fructose corn syrup is everywhere, but did you know that it actually can affect your brain in 3 specific ways? The first one is it can actually affect your memory. The second one is that high fructose corn syrup creates inflammation. Inflammation can lead to different problems like dementia. And then the third reason is studies have shown that can actually affect your mood, including anxiety, depression, and social interaction. Those are 3 reasons to avoid high fructose corn syrup. Save this video, share it with your friends, and follow.
Can you give me head?
Yeah, right now.
Oh, no. I said, where's the bread?
Oh, I don't work here. But, like, do you want head?
No, I'm good, sir. Can you give me head?
Oh, like, right here?
Bro, what are you doing with my sister?
No, I said, where's the bread?
Oh, where's the bread? I got no idea, man.
Bread fact. To determine the freshness of a loaf of bread, all you have to do is check the bow tie indicator. This is the bow tie indicator. Now allow me to explain what each color of the bow tie indicators represent. This chart shows when the bread was baked. Monday blue, Tuesday green, Wednesday nothing because no deliveries on Wednesday, Thursday red, Friday white, Saturday yellow, and no deliveries on Sunday. Also, another rule of thumb with bread, the freshest bread will be at the bottom. With bread, you rotate from the bottom up. So the older dates will be at the top where it's easier for the customer to grab it, and then the lower ones will be your furthest date. So if you want fresh bread, grab from the bottom, and then remember the ties I told you about. Amazing.
American bread is not bread, and it's absolutely horrible for you. See, to get the fluffy, sweet, delicious bread millions of Americans love to eat, you need a few very special ingredients, like potassium bromate, an additive that makes bread rise, or azodicarbonamide, a chemical to bleach and strengthen the dough. Do you know where else you can find these chemicals? In yoga mats, pesticides, and even explosives. And all these chemicals have one thing in common. They can cause all sorts of cancer. That's why the European Union, the UK, and even China have banned them from food production. But not in America. To this day, the FDA says these additives are generally recognized as safe to eat. Ah yes, the greatest thing since
sliced bread. American bread is not allowed in Europe because it's not legally classified as bread. Question is, who is to blame here? Is it the company or is it the government? I'd say it's America's insane lobbying. It's a legalized form of corruption. But that's where I'm a bigger fan of European policy. Here in Estonia, I've had the benefit of meeting various people who work in the government, and I look at the policy that they are enacting. For example, in Estonia, 51% of the country is forested. Everything grown here is certified organic. All of this is law. I hate to break it to you, but if you live in the United States and you buy bread, it's not bread. It's a commercial weird product that here in Europe we cannot even consider food, and that's what you're putting in your body.
Look, even my half and half that I use for coffee, I'm looking at the label. If it doesn't say just milk and cream, which is the half and half, it says, I think it has like sodium, potassium, some shit like that in there, like 2% or something like that. I don't want it. All those flavored creamers, I don't do those anymore either, because it's just chemicals. And the older we get, the more chemicals affect us. But maybe we should have started way before we got old. I'm 43, but whatever. And I'm trying to teach my wife this stuff too, because, my wife loves to get Wonder Bread. It's just easy. Make a little PB&J and so on and so forth. Grilled cheese, whatever. But there has to be a more healthier way of doing it. It's your boy King Churro. Thank you for watching. Remember that you're loved, and remember to be great every day, because tomorrow is never promised. Peace out, y'all.
Every day you wake up, you got a decision to make. To go right or left, up or down, right or wrong. At the end of the day, you make the decision. Nobody forces you. So make the right decision. Make moves, set the goal. Stop making excuses, man. And if it look like a duck, walk like a duck, and sound like a duck, it's a duck. Stop guessing. Just do the right thing. You heard? You hear me? I love y'all. Stay positive. love one another.
All right. You know what I find funny, guys? No matter who's going to be president, no matter who was president, right? Nobody has ever said to the FDA and to, whomever, whatever other agencies are out there that basically approve what the Americans can eat, right? Whether it's punching hormones into our meats, again, additives and chemicals that we put in our foods that I feel are unnecessary. Like, why do we need trisodium phosphate in cereal that's supposed to be sweet? Why do we need to have artificial food color and food dyes? Like, if it's a fruit cereal, color it with the fruit that's supposed to be in it, right? Let me tell you one thing. I eat Captain Crunch because it does not have trisodium phosphates. It's one of my other favorite cereals of all time, Captain Crunch. Now, here's the thing. I love Captain Crunch Crunch Berries. But now we're talking about artificial dyes that they're using to color those Crunch Berries. So, knowing that, having that type of knowledge, I guess I'll stop eating Crunch Berries. But Captain Crunch in itself, I haven't found a reason to stop eating it. If I were president, one of my first policies would be to get with the FDA, get with the other agencies and organizations that make our food. Let's take out what does not need to be there. When I drink coffee, I don't drink the flavored. I don't drink that flavored creamer anymore because it has so many. If you look at the label, there's more chemicals than anything. It's all artificial flavoring. It can't even tell you what kind of flavoring is in it. Like for pumpkin spice, they don't use pumpkin. Does that make any sense, you guys? If it's pumpkin spice, you would think you would put some pumpkin and some cinnamon in there. A lot of stuff doesn't even have that. But, so I do half and half, right? And I still look at the label because not all half and half is the same, right? There's half and half milk and cream. That's what makes it half and half, milk and cream. But then there's the half and half with the milk and cream and some chemicals in it. But if you look at it, they both last about the same time. So why have the chemical in it? I also don't do fat-free. I don't do sugar-free in those milks and creamers and stuff because it doesn't make sense because they add more chemicals to make it fat-free. They add more chemicals to make it sugar-free. I also don't do as much sucralose anymore in Splenda. I hardly ever do that anymore. I actually use pure cane sugar. But anyway, I hope I taught y'all something. I hope the videos taught y'all a little something. And I hope that, if it suits you, I hope it you can make some changes to better suit your life.